Hi, beautiful people. This is me, the Infinity Midwife, coming to you once again. I hope you're taking care of your minds, your hearts, and your whole being. I know I'm in a robe. We are in the late hours of the night, and so I'm not going to do a live, so I'm just going to upload this video on YouTube. And hopefully, all of you are doing well. All right, I'm just tuning in the vibration. So, the message that we have for today or for the upcoming week, like I said, I like to start my week on Thursdays. So, we're going to start, we're going to jump right in, okay? There was a lot of energies this week. Even I myself needed to channel differently and, not be as active on YouTube as I was on my other channels. So that's why I was not really sharing any content with you guys. But just know I'm here, I'm alive, I'm good, I'm well. Okay. So so now this is the message that I'm picking up. So the energies that I'm picking up for the following week. So from this week till next Thursday. Okay. So what I'm picking up is, so first I drew some oracle cards and out of my deck of herbs, and I'm just going to so I drew other cards as well. So I'm just going to relay the message or interpret the message for the following week. Okay. So the first card that we got is rosemary. So that's the rosemary plant. And the message that goes with the rosemary plant is a message of remembrance, remembering. And I feel like the week that we're coming in is going to ask us to have some form of nostalgia. Go back into maybe our childhood memories, or even, try to activate our memory even more. Okay? So that's what I'm picking up with this first part of the week. Now, what I'm getting as well, so what I clarified with that card is the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is someone that holds her own emotions. She holds space for her own emotions. And what I'm getting here with this card is we are being called to get in tune with certain events of the past, or some form of the past returning, and we're going to be asked to be in our Queen of Cups energy, meaning holding emotions, holding space for our emotions. Now, because there's going to be some energies that are coming back from the past, we're going to be asked to hold space for our emotions, and more so holding space for our emotion in a very transparent way, but at the same time remaining intelligent about it. So not necessarily overdoing it in terms of expressing our emotions, but allowing ourselves to feel it for ourselves and to transmute it differently or efficiently, may I say. Okay? Because then the two following cards that I got is the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords. This gives me 15 swords. Okay? And I'm getting that some energies of the past returning might be very chaotic. Okay, 15 swords is a lot of swords. Now, the Ten of Swords speaks of closing down a cycle, things coming to an end. So, with the Page of Cups, the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords, I feel like energies of the past left us in this Five of Sword energy. So left us, had unhealed wounds, had unhealed, deceptions or dissatisfaction. And I feel like for the first week of the first part of the week, some energies are coming back. So it's gonna bring us, or it's gonna put us in the state of being very nostalgic, and also maybe feeling like we're being thrown all over the place, or our emotions are all over the place. And I feel like it's going to require us to stand in our emotions, but without being overly too emotional, because some energies from the past are going to be presented again so that we can really have closure. Ten of Swords, we can really get closure from, the unhealed or unconclusive things that were not said, or things that were not conclude correctly, or there was no form of conclusion, or some form of ending, proper ending. So I feel like in the first part of next week, or this week, unfolding into next week, is going to ask us to remain emotionally sane, emotionally stable, because, and also emotionally available, to really put an end to some form of deception of the past, or some form of unhealed or emotional unhealed, or unhealed emotions that are going to resurface, so that we can really have closure and really close out a cycle properly, is what I'm getting. Okay? And then what the next cards that I got is the Four of Cups. Now, with this card, what I'm getting is energies from the past that may be returning are maybe going to feel, or maybe going to want to disturb your peace, is what I'm getting. They're probably going to want to, feel like you're undeserving of where you are on your journey. Or maybe it's even you maybe feeling like, why are those energies returning back into, my life? I don't want to deal with them. Or, feeling a bit, feeling like, you don't want to deal with it. But at the same time, I feel like, some energies returning from the past are going to feel you, like you're going to turn them down. And that's also okay. But as you turn them down, or as you just, turn your back on them, so I feel like some energies are going to be coming back in order to bring you closures, and some energies are going to come back and you're just going to turn your back on them, and it's going to create this Five of Wands. So it's going to create more conflict. Some is going to be conclusive, like you're going to close a chapter, and some it's just going to be more conflict and chaos. And what I'm really getting is stand in your Queen of Cups energy, meaning don't fall into being overly too emotional. I feel like it's going to ask of us to remain emotionally intelligent as we are transmuting those energies from the past, or past energies. So past energies can represent past people, past situations, past unhealed wounds. So past emotional responses, right? Through forms of triggers that might be coming back. So we're going to have to hold space for those emotions, right? And how efficiently we're going to hold space for those emotions is going to determine whether or not we're going to close the earlier chapter Ten of Swords, or whether or not we're going to create more conflict within ourselves or within external forms of those energies coming back. So that's what I'm getting with the first part of the week ahead of us. Now the second part of the week, the oracle card that I got is White Sage. Now the significance, or the meaning of white sage, it speaks of purification, purifying one's space, right? It says clear the way is what it says here. It's in French, but I'm just translating to you. So it says to clear the way. And now I feel like it really follows through with the first half of the week. So as we are transmuting energies of the past, wanting to come back and come through, I feel like we're going to have to purify ourselves, our internal environment as well as our external environment. Yes, we can clean our spaces. We can clear our external spaces by saging our space, by having good energies in our spaces. We can take some Epsom salt baths. But what I'm also getting here with the Sage card is we're going to have to purify our bodies. We're going to have to purify our thoughts, making sure that we're giving, we're having the right focus for the week ahead, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of turbulence. So the following cards that got drawn are the Page of Cups. So maybe one of those energies returning from our past is going to probably want to come with some form of offer, some form of apology, some form of, some form of offer, maybe a piece of love even, or an offer of love. But we might be very guarded, right? The Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands speaks of the wounded warrior, being very on our guard, right? We're going to be very guarded with that incoming energy of apology. And I feel like if we can, if we can come from a place of purity, purify our spaces, internal as well as external, it's gonna put us in this space of being more highly intuitive. The High Priestess. I feel like the High Priestess being here, if we have done the purification process properly, we're probably going to feel guarded. But if we are in tune and if we have proceeded with our purification, so purification can come in many ways, right? When I say internal, it can probably be fasting, a form of fasting. It can probably be light meals. It can probably be, refraining from certain entertainment, refraining from certain people, refraining from certain situations, just going through a purification process, making sure the words that you choose to express yourself are in tune, right, are positive, are of good vibration. And I feel like if we can do that, it's going to put us even more into our intuition. It's going to be more, we're going to be more intuitive, right? And we're going to be able to just keep to ourselves more. Keep to ourselves more. That's the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords speaks of, retreat, speaks of introspection, meditation, rest. So I feel like, our high priestess and the purification card being here, it is asking us to really knowing when to fold, like when to fall back, right? And not to necessarily give into all the energies that are going to want to come in and to express some form of um, emotional message, right? And I feel that it may even create some form of heartbreak. We may even undergo some form of heartbreak next week as we are, keeping to ourselves, or, being on the defense about certain energies wanting to come back. Or what I'm picking up as well is that, some form of energies wanting to come back. If we are coming from a place of intuition and, coming from a place of standing in our truth, it might bring us, we might be open to receiving some form of truth or apology that may bring us some form of heartbreak. Or in turn, we may be putting someone or some form of energy in this space of heartbreak because we would have withdrawn because of our intuition. So I'm feeling like the middle of the week of next week, it is asking us to undergo some form of purification. So we are not too open, right, to all the incoming energies coming in. To, some energies are gonna be sincere and honest, whether it's an apology, whether it's an offer of some sort, an emotional offer of some sort. Can be a love offer. But I'm saying, if you are highly intuitive, or if you are undergoing this process of purification, you're gonna have enough discernment to know which ones to be on guard of, which ones to fall back and say, no, I'm not taking this offer with the high priestess. And I feel like it's going to bring some form of heartbreaks. Some people we're going to turn down. Some energies we're going to turn down. We might even come into a form of heartbreak within ourselves, seeing how, we are separating ourselves from a part of ourselves that no longer serves us. Might puts us in this energy of heartbreak, feeling sorrow, feeling some form of sadness. Okay? Last but not least, what I picked up upon, so the last oracle card that I got is, or the last message is, I don't know how to say that in English. Oh, catnip. In French, it's Valerian, but in English, it's catnip. You see the cat? So it says relax. In French, it's détendez-vous. So I feel like by the ending, or towards the ending of next week, right, where, next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to come into some form of, or we're going to have to come into some form of relaxation, And this herb, catnip, in and of itself, is a very magical herb because it says it attracts cats. And as you may know, cats have 9 lives. But one thing that is very particular to cats is that they are shameless. They are shameless. They don't hold on to shame. They don't hold on to guilt. And they're just happy being themselves, all in all. And I feel like with the influx of energies coming in that are going to be stemming from our past, right, with this card right here, that signifies nostalgia, or, past energies or past memories, is going to, that influx is going to destabilize us. That is why I feel like we need to undergo a process of purification, internal as well as external. Knowing when we need to keep to ourselves, knowing how to have more discernment, listening more to our intuition. And then I feel that by the end of next week, we're going to be a little drained, is what I'm getting. So we're going to have to, maybe drink some catnip, which relaxes you. And I feel like the influx of energy coming in is also going to bring us in the space of heartbreak, I did mention, sorrow, sadness, or even shame. Because I feel like some past energies are going to want to come in to shame us, or to make us believe that we are not worthy of the transformation that we are undergoing. So it's going to be important for us to recognize that yes, we can pull back. Yes, we can turn down offers. Yes, we can turn down energies. And yes, it's okay if we do create heartbreaks. And it's going to take a lot of us to stand in our truth. That is why I feel that by the end of next week, we're going to have to figure out a way to relax. Catnip is a good tea to relax. It's nervine, so it's going to help you relax. One other form of tea is wild oat. Wild oat is another form of tea or herb that can help you or enable you to relax. And when I say relaxation, so the following card that clarified the oracle card that I just showed you is the Six of Coins and the King of Cups. Now what I'm getting from this is, with relaxation, with purification, with tuning into our own intuition, we're going to come into a space of balance. We're going to come into a space of balance. And balance also means, recognizing what situations, what energies, what are you focusing on? Is it giving it back? Is it a wise investment? So as you are giving some of your energy to a situation, to a person, to a thought, to, a goal, is it something that is also, are you receiving? Is it equally giving and taking? And I feel like the fact that you're going to take some time to relax, it's going to bring you into this balance, into this equal giving and taking. But with this King of Cups right next to it, I feel like it can also be that, you are going to come into this realization that there may be an energy that wants to come in and to equally give and take with you. But it's going to require that you do keep to yourself, you do tap into your intuition, you do undergo some form of purification, and that you do find time to relax. Because nothing can come into your space if you're coming from a place of worry, if you're coming from a place of feeling defeated, feeling ungrateful, feeling maybe shameful, feeling guilty because you've turned down some people, or you've turned down some energies. I feel like it might come into balance, maybe within yourself, or maybe with another energy or another person. And the King of Cups, I think that we've mentioned also the Queen of Cups at the beginning of the reading. So yeah, I feel like there's going to be some form of balance coming in by the end of next week. So the King of Cups is someone that knows what he wants, someone that is emotionally available. It's a king that, knows how to express himself, knows how to speak on his emotions, on his truth, knows how to stand. So it's someone that's very mature, very level-headed, very gentle, caring, nurturing, and also knows what he wants. He's not afraid of expressing his needs or his emotions. He's very in tune. He's very adaptable. He's also very transparent. So I feel like at the end of the week, maybe we're starting off with the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is someone that knows how to process emotions. It's a more of an internal process. She knows how to hold space for her emotions. She knows how to be, emotionally responsive, emotionally available for her own emotions. She knows how to cater to her own emotions. She knows how to go deep within herself to process difficult emotions. And I feel like by the end of next week, you're gonna come into union with that other half of your emotional self that is more, outwardly driven, so that knows how to express its emotions, that knows how to be emotionally stable, emotionally comfortable, stable, right? So it might be a pair that's within yourself, or it might be someone that comes into your space that's going to bring some form of balance, emotional balance, is what I'm picking up. Okay? And then the following cards that I received, the Temperance. The Temperance and the Eight of Cups. So the Temperance speaks of alchemy, speaks of, balancing out our heart and our mind. See how she has several hands, and she's holding on to several things, several tools, and she knows how to manage her resources, her internal resources. She knows how to transmute energies into different things. And she has a foot in the water. So the Temperance speaks of alchemy, speaks of also patience, speaks of, respecting the process of alchemizing things. Right. And so you see how she's sitting on a lotus flower. So she is highly intuitive, and she also respects the process of alchemizing, knowing when to be in her logic, knowing when to be in her feelings, in her emotions. And so I feel like by the end of next week, we're gonna be in some form of equilibrium, right, with the King and Queen of Cups. I feel like there's gonna be some form of union coming in. And I also feel that with the Eight of Cups, we're probably gonna leave behind some form of restrictive illusion, some form of attachment that was enabling us, or that was disabling us to be in this Temperance energy, knowing when to be in our King or Queen of Cups energy. I'm also feeling here that with the Temperance and the Eight of Cups, I feel like it's also leaving the necessity of being impatient, or maybe like a process being finished. So the Eight of Cups is leaving something behind. But what I've got here with the King of Cups, the Six of Coins. Did I have any other card? No. Okay. So I feel like it's just asking us to leave behind what isn't any longer in balance. Because when we come in this realization, whether it's union of the cups, so having emotional stability, knowing how to give emotionally to ourselves, knowing how to give to others, or give and take. Now, what I mean by that is when we are emotionally stable, we know when to be emotionally expressive. We know when to be emotionally internalizing, or not even internalizing, but digesting, processing, right? That's the Queen of Cups. And I feel like the King of Cups is more expressive of his emotions. And I feel like when we're going to come into balance at some point next week, we're going to leave behind all forms of impatience with the process of balancing out our emotions, is what I'm getting. We're going to have more compassion, more patience for ourselves, because we would have finally understood what it means to be emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, and have emotional depth, have emotional transparency for ourselves first. It might be with someone else, but I feel like it's going to be with us first. So we're probably going to leave behind anything that was emotionally or emotional turbulence in our lives, is what I'm getting. Okay, so that was the reading. Hopefully it resonated with you. If it doesn't, it's okay. You know, I am talking to a collective of people. So the last cards, or the last cards that I drew, they are more from the Sacred Divine Oracle deck. And so I know, right? It's funny, but the first card that I draw was Purification, which ties back to the White Sage card that I had drawn at the beginning. So all the oracle cards that I draw at the beginning, I draw them at the beginning, and these ones are the ones that I draw at the end. So it for some reason, purification, purification. Okay, so it's just confirming that yes, we're gonna have to undergo some form of purification internally and externally. And then the next card that I got is happiness. So by purifying ourselves, we're going to be able to come into some form of happiness, but also some form of realization about our own selves. That we are highly intuitive, that we are highly magical, that we are, you know, divine beings, that we are, you know, as divine as much as we are human. Temperance. And I feel like that's going to bring us a lot of happiness in terms of recognizing this. Because as we are undergoing this transformation, I feel like, you know, there is some turbulence. You know, there is some ongoing turbulence. There are some energies from the past trying to come back. And we are still transforming. We are still adjusting to our new reality, to our new identity, to our new realization of who and what we really are. But I feel that next week there's going to be, with this purification card here, there's going to be some form of realization that our happiness is, you know, it's in this realization. And it's also in this realization right here. So it's in the realization that we are just as human, that we are of the divine, and that we would have come into union within ourselves. King and Queen of Cups energies. And the last card that I got is embracing, which also ties for me into relaxing. You know, deepen the bond within yourself. Relax into who you are as we are undergoing this transformation. So embracing speaks of what? Stillness, but even more so compassion, even more so acceptance, even more so feeling into your whole self. Realizing that you are, your new reality, your new identity, embracing all of it. Embrace, thank you, Spirit. Embracing the process of balancing your emotions, of alchemizing your emotions. That's Temperance. Okay. So this is what I got for you. Oh yeah, the Temperance is right here. She was right behind. So yeah, so we're gonna have to embrace our new way of looking at what is happiness. But it's going to ask that we undergo this process of purification. Okay, guys, that's the message that I got for you guys. Like, share, subscribe, leave a thumbs up, or leave a comment, or whatever have you. I'm going to hit the fan and go to sleep. Hope you take care of your minds, your hearts, and your entire being. Until next time, peace.